crane form has a butterfly kick. And when we taught flying around, I said, Sensei, well, I don't ever call him Sensei, I call him unhuman, like, bro. He and I, we are older, younger brother type. So Sensei is kind of, you refer that. So let's say, I'm not going to, I can't really do it. Let's say, do something else. So that's where you got your butterfly.
Really, thank you very much.
Had I been a real good kicker like Quinn, now you'd be doing flying kicks. Flying around, okay, right? The same thing with 2i, right? Okay, so he came over and stayed with us, and he and I worked together and said, well, what did you learn in Bobby now? And I said, remember? He said, yeah, I learned, all the way up to like brown belt Bobby now. And I remember this form here. He and I went to the front yard that's made out of grass, our front yard. And then, grab the shoulder, strike, kick, and everything else. And somehow it just didn't look right. And basically, I remember his comment. He said, I think because Bobby now had a lot of flying double kicks. People really kick high and everything else. And you know that O Sensei and I, we are not kick specialists. We are more hands, but So he said, well, we'll wait until Quinn and Nam grow up. And at that time, I think Nam was a year old, or 2 years old or something, and Quinn was like 11. So I said, because basically we tried to trace back and did something when we were younger, now we couldn't do it anymore. So I just said, wait till Quinn and Nam grow up. Maybe they can do it, you and I. So when Nam grew up, we did the form together and taught it to you guys. And happy that it's still practiced now, and And every time I teach a form, like Brownlee, the stick form, and I see Joe and his wife doing that together, I'm very happy because I see a lot of improvement and a lot of fun things. You guys actually do better than I can. And the happiness of the teacher derives from somehow watching the student doing better than they can. It's just like kids, right? You always, you have children, don't you want your children to be better than you? I mean, have a better life and everything else. It's the same thing with teacher. And teacher get frustrated when they teach something and the students just don't do it right. Sometimes we just gotta accept it as it. Other time we kind of, more critical, right? One more question, and then I will let you work on your own.
I have one more question. That was a great question, by the way. The essence of each animal form, we touched on it a little bit. And we spoke about the spear being pursued, targeted. Did you go through the characteristics of each animal?
That's a good question. Tiger is the beginning of the like all the animal form because basically it resembles the hostile. Speed, power. Speed and power come from the tiger. Right? When you do the tiger form, you speed, power, gracefulness. Right? Then the little monkey, the weakest animal in the jungle, to them they do a lot of grassland and close combat. To them, everything got to be real close to the body. Okay, and that they got nimbleness, jumping around, and mobility. They got to move. They don't move, they're dead. Okay, crane. I would look at gracefulness. When people do crane form, they got to flow together. Everything has got to be flowed together, rather than come here and have the hands up. Okay, you come here and the hand could move a couple of times before it ends. And then you move here, and then the hand has got to be always in motion. And that's what we look in the crane. I see a lot of people do crane, and then they bring the two hands up, and it's dead. Where your hand has got to be like that, see? So, gracefulness in the crane one. A crane style that are reserved for tall people. I love the crane, but you never see me doing the crane. Just because it just doesn't fit my character. You gotta be tall. You gotta be good looking tall. Okay. Now you feel like Sensei An, the tiger's behind. Okay? But if he does crane, it may not look good as if he does tiger. Snakes. You know, tricky, cunning, deceptive, that kind of thing. You know, you could think that maybe you strike here, but it's actually a swinging strike, that kind of thing. All the other animals are like praying mantis and dragon. You know, people can sort of make it up. Phoenix form. Have you ever seen a phoenix?
No.
Dragon form. You ever seen the dragon? But it's kind of fun to make up these things. But each animal, like a tiger, should do, you know, power, speed, gracefulness, that kind of thing. Crane, you gotta be really good looking, long range. Okay? Everything's a very long range. And monkey is close range. Tiger is middle range. Crane's out here. And then panther is all flying cat. Yeah, that's even long difference. But on some style, like if you learn Daisa or like snake number 3, you know, they were, you know, the moves actually had some very long range kick into it. So these things were just fun to do. And sometimes people think up things. How do you like the class? Do you think it's beneficial?
Oh.
Before we end, what I'd like to do is I'm going to ask all of you to go back and seat against that wall, and then we'll take a picture.